Hey, it's been a long time since I've actually sat down and talked to a camera. Been super busy with work and with the horses, and so it's been a little while, and this unfortunately had to take a back seat. Whew, I'm rusty. Anyways, I'm back and I'm hoping to get a bunch more videos out to you this year. I've given up on actually giving a timeline because I seem to just not follow it, and I think that's disappointing for me and for you. So I'm gonna get them out as often as I possibly can, and if you follow me on Instagram, I will always tell you when there's a new video out in my Insta story. So follow me on that and then you'll never miss an episode. Also, if you subscribe and click the little bell, that'll also give you a notification. Without further ado, I think I owe you an explanation about how my finals experience went, because I still haven't told anybody anything about that. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is how the finals actually works. So the finals runs from a Thursday to the Sunday, and on the Thursday it's just you get there, you sign up, you set up your stall, you get your horse settled in, and you can have a practice session or time if you wish. And then Friday, it's the first round of the jackpot, and basically everyone runs in every division, and you get your time. And then same thing on Saturday, and then on the Sunday, it's a short go, which basically means the top 40 riders in each division gets to come back and, you know, go for that average and that major title. So, this was my first finals ever, and I was nervous to say the least. I'll skip the sob story of why I ended up being late to leave the barn. Unfortunately, it was just because of an inconsiderate person, but I can't control what they do, so I had to control how I reacted to the situation. I finally got going on the road at about 5:30 p.m., and that would put me to get there at about 8 p.m., and the cutoff to getting there is 9. So if anything happened on this drive, then I was in trouble. And if you don't make it there for registration, then you're basically just disqualified from the whole weekend. So I had a 2.5 hour drive, and as I'm on this drive, I'm trying to control my emotions. I was pretty upset and angry, and I just wasn't in the best emotional headspace and had a hard time kind of calming myself down. Thankfully, I've got a wonderful support system, and I was able to calm down enough that I wasn't too worried about what was happening. I knew I was going to get there, you know, if everything worked out on time, and that was all that I was counting on. So when I got there, I was really anxious, just because I have never been to this complex before. I never rode there. So I didn't know where to drive, I didn't know how to enter, I didn't know where my horse was supposed to stay while I was figuring all this out, I didn't know if I was allowed to park in certain areas, I didn't know anything. So as I go in there, I'm looking for the office, and there wasn't really many signs, so that was kind of a hard thing for me to figure out. I could have asked people, but I was starting to get kind of like a bit of an anxiety attack, a bit of a panic attack, and when you're like that, at least for me, when I'm like that, I don't like asking people for help because I feel stupid, which is stupid in itself, but that's how I was feeling. Finally found the office, found out that I wouldn't be able to have a practice time that night because they were already all full. So that was really disappointing because Athena, well, all horses, they can get distracted by objects in a new arena if they've never been there before. And so I had really wanted to get her there so she could see everything, and that just wasn't gonna happen. So I had to find my bedding, and I had to find my stall, and I didn't know where anything was. So I had all this building up, and I finally cracked and had a wonderful panic attack. Again, I have a wonderful support system, so I was able to give my lovely man a call, and he was able to kind of talk some sense into me. The whole thing and lesson in that part of this experience is that I can't control everything, and what I can't control I need to just let go, but what I can control is my attitude. So I need to be able to control myself in those kinds of situations, because it's going to happen again. I'm going to be put in a stressful spot, and I'm going to be in a place that I don't know many, many times. So this is just a learning experience, and that's how I took it after the fact. So then I got everybody settled, and it's Friday. So if you knock a barrel either the Friday or the Saturday, then you're not eligible for the short go, obviously, on the Sunday. So that was the biggest thing I was worried about, and this is what my self-talk looked like. Okay, Danielle, if you do this and that, then you're not going to hit that barrel. If you approach it like this, then you won't hit that barrel. If you do that, you won't hit the barrel. You can see where this is going. So I went into the arena thinking about all the ways to not hit a barrel. I'll show you that right now. Yeah, so I hit a barrel. Of course, right? So basically I willed that knocked barrel into being. And that was disappointing, because I knew that there was no shot of getting to the short go. But beyond that, I don't know if you saw it in that video, but my reaction to knocking that barrel was so unsportsmanlike. It makes me very angry and upset with myself even now, to see that and watch it and just be like, Danielle, like, why? It's not like the end of the world. It's a knocked barrel, and yeah, it sucks, but sportsmanship is so much more important than a knocked barrel. And my lesson in this run was that I need to go out of that arena with the same feeling of exuberance and happiness of being there and riding my horse and being one with my horse. Whether it goes good or bad, I need to be able to enjoy the experience, because that's the whole reason I do this. So that was my lesson with that first run. So then we have the second run, the second day, and I go in there, and my warm-up was pretty much the same. I did a couple small things differently, but just to relax myself. And I was going in there, I was like, well, it doesn't matter what happens, really. Like, I can just go for broke, because if I knock a barrel, it doesn't do anything, really, unless, you know, I make it into the money, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get the short go anymore. So I went into that arena, like, let's just have fun, and let's push her, you know, as hard as I can, or as hard as I want to in this situation. So I'll show you that. So that, you can see, was way better. Not perfect, but way better. And I felt amazing about it. It's funny, now that I think about it, and after I've read a couple of these books, is that the way I went into that first run set me up for failure. And the way that I went into the second run set me up for success. It's just an interesting dynamic, and I really, really encourage you, if you're trying to pursue something, to look into mental toughness and different books that you can get. The one that I just finished reading is called Mind Gym. I hope you take this into account and learn from my mistakes, because I made a couple of them there. So I put Athena in her stall and loved on her, gave her some therapy stuff, and then just enjoyed the rest of my weekend. The Sunday was really nice. I got to see a whole bunch of really great barrel racers run. I just sat there and watched the runs all day, which was amazing. And there was this incredible youth rider, like incredible, which was amazing to watch, because when you see a horse and a rider just like one and running down that alley and just laying down a really nice pattern, It's like magic. Maybe it's just because I'm really passionate about this, but it's like magic. So she had won both days. Set up really good going into the short go to win everything, literally. And everybody gathered around the arena. And the energy in the room, it was just like a throbbing pulse of incredible energy. And everybody was excited to see her run. I can't imagine what she felt like before that run. That girl must be tough. So we're all getting ready. Everybody's behind her. And she runs in. And you can just see it happening before your eyes.
The fastest run of the weekend right there.
So the crazy awesome thing about this is that this was an entire room of barrel racers, other barrel racers competing against this girl. And they were cheering her on. It was such a neat community feeling at that moment. And you can hear the cheering in the background as she crossed that timer, had an amazing time. And it was just, that was the highlight of the weekend for me. That was an amazing thing. It was a reminder why I do this. This community, the love for the sport, it's just incredible. And that just highlighted everything. So that was the shortest overview I could possibly make of that weekend. There was a lot more to it. If you have any thoughts or questions or positive comments, you can put them down in the comments section. I will be back with another video very soon. I'll give you a little bit more on the horses and maybe an introduction or two. We'll see. Other than that, I will see you next time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. So, no. And I'm gonna, no. Other than this,